parents' place. I'm just calling so that you guys know that if something happens...
Why are you crying?
Because I'm afraid.
What? You're a man.
I'm scared of him.
Truth is sometimes stranger than fiction. It's why many true crime viewers are so drawn to the genre. It helps us better understand the world around us, as well as the parts that have been hidden in our blind spots. While true crime documentaries can send chills down your spine, they also reveal the unjust systems at play, spotlight the psychological extremes that humans are capable of and, when done respectfully, give the victims and survivors the opportunity to speak for themselves. As the genre grows, so does the selection of cases to choose from. Need a clue on where to start? Here are 15 true crime documentaries to watch on Netflix. Number 15. Amanda Knox. While on a foreign exchange trip in Perugia, Italy, Amanda Knox, an American college student, was accused of brutally murdering her roommate, Meredith Kircher. Knox became a media sensation and served almost 4 years in an Italian prison before Italy's highest court exonerated her in 2015. This illuminating documentary finally gives Knox a chance to speak on her own terms. Number 14. Athlete A. This 2020 documentary follows the survivors of USA Gymnastics, USAG, Dr. Larry Nassar's abuse, as well as the team of investigative journalists from the Indianapolis Star who initially broke the story. Many gymnasts in the USAG were experiencing horrific acts behind closed doors. Through interviews with survivors and the journalists who brought the story to the world stage, Athlete A details how the USAG covered up Nassar's abuse for years. Number 13. Bad Vegan, Fame Fraud Fugitives. Sarma Melangalis was once regarded as the vegan queen of NYC. As the restaurateur behind Manhattan's Pure Food and Wine, Melangalis Restaurant served as a hot spot for vegans and celebrities alike. After meeting a mysterious man on the internet who promises to help grow her empire, Melangalis finds her life and restaurant veering off the rails. Number 12. Casting JonBenet. In 1996, 6-year-old JonBenet Ramsey was killed in a bizarre and widely covered case that spawned hundreds of conspiracy theories, thousands of tabloid covers, and no real answers. Casting JonBenet uses a mix of documentary and dramatic reenactments to not only retell the crime but also describe its impact on our collective psyche. In this real-life casting call, actors audition for the roles of the crime's key players, while also sharing their own theories of what happened to the young pageant star. Number 11. Don't F*** K with cats, hunting an internet killer. When Mark Zuckerberg invented Facebook, he probably never intended for his social network site to help solve a murder. After a disturbing online video involving abusing cats enraged online viewers, Facebook Avengers attempted to track down the man in the video. To their surprise, they discovered that this person wasn't just an animal torturer but also a sadistic killer. Number 10. Girl in the Picture. A young woman is found dying on the side of a road from a hit and run, but investigators soon learn that it wasn't a simple accident. After her death, she left behind an infant son and a much older husband, who mysteriously appeared in a photo with the victim as a child that, years later, was passed along to investigative journalist Matt Birkbeck. As he dug in, it became clear that the woman wasn't who she said she was, and neither was her husband. It took more than 20 years to disentangle the web of lies to reveal the true, grim story of her real identity. Number 9. Keep Sweet, Pray and Obey. Warren Jeffs saw himself as the spiritual leader of the Fundamentalist Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, FLDS, an extremist offshoot of mainstream Mormonism. In reality, he created a system of abuse and coercion, forcing members of his congregation, often underage, into marriage, blind obedience and isolation. In this docuseries, former FLDS members and survivors come forward to share their stories. Number 8. Murdaugh Murders, a Southern Scandal. A tight-knit South Carolina community is ripped apart by a series of deadly crimes that all seem to involve one family, the Murdaughs. The true crime series Murdaugh Murders, a Southern Scandal shows how a prominent family used and abused their wealth and privilege to the extreme. Number 7. Night Stalker, the Hunt for a Serial Killer. Yeah, you'll want to lock your doors and windows for this one. Beneath the glitz and glamour of 1985 LA lurked a prolific serial killer. Richard Ramirez hunted, tortured and murdered his victims in terrifying ways while evading capture for one long year. Night Stalker focuses on Ramirez victims and the investigators behind the manhunt. Number 6. Operation Varsity Blues, the college admissions scandal. In 2019, a blockbuster college admissions scene was thrust into the media when it was revealed that there was an ongoing criminal conspiracy to influence admission into the country's top schools. And, surprise! Those involved included beloved American actors including Lori Loughlin and Felicity Huffman. Operation Varsity Blues, the college admissions scandal depicts the lengths that the 1% will go to in order to maintain their status quo. Through interviews with those involved in the scandal and reenactments of dialogue taken directly from wiretap transcripts, the documentary spotlights how the scam's mastermind, Rick Singer, convinced the most privileged that it was okay to bribe their way to the top. Number 5. The Keepers. Who killed Sister Kathy? In 1969, the 26-year-old nun from suburban Baltimore was murdered. Her sudden death stunned the town, especially her students at Archbishop Keough High School. As investigators dug into this mystery, they learned that her death may not have been the only injustice. Was Sister Catherine Cessnick murdered to cover up sexual abuse by a school priest? The most shocking part of The Keepers is seeing the lengths that powerful institutions will go to in an attempt to cover up their own sins. Number 4. The most hated man on the internet. After her daughter's photos are uploaded onto a revenge porn site, a mother launches a crusade against the site's founder, Hunter Moore. Moore's website not only allowed users to upload explicit photos without their subject's consent, but Moore himself hacked into people's phones and computers to gather these images himself. To tell a story of highly unethical intimate imagery, the directors of The Most Hated Man on the Internet went to great lengths to use the most ethical production methods to recreate the incidents. The docuseries, in general, is victim-centric, finally giving the mic to those who fell prey to Moore's digital attacks. Number 3. The Staircase. In 2001, novelist Michael Peterson found his wife, Kathleen Peterson, dead at the bottom of a staircase in their home. Although it was reported as an accidental death, investigators believed Peterson bludgeoned his wife and staged the murder. The staircase documents the case against Peterson and poses the question, did he do it? The case surrounding Peterson and his late wife's murder has been a true crime hot topic for more than 2 decades. You've probably seen the mini-series adaptation or even heard about it on podcasts, but this documentary is where it all began. Originally released in 2004. More episodes were added in 2012 and 2018, giving viewers an extensive look into the story as it developed. Number 2. The Tinder Swindler. Simon Leviev, legal name, Shimon Hayat, lived a life of luxury, donning designer clothing and flying in private jets. To some women, he was an absolute catch. Little did they know that Leviev's opulent lifestyle was funded by defrauding women through Tinder. Although there are no winners in this scam, it's rewarding watching some of the women who Leviev scammed come together to swindle him right back. If you love John Tucker Must Die or Goodbye Earl by the Chicks, then The Tinder Swindler is the revenge plot for you. Number 1. Worst roommate ever. From violent con artists to cold-blooded killers, Worst Roommate Ever tells the terrifying true stories of some of the worst cohabitation experiences one could ever imagine. While the title of this docuseries is all about the perpetrators, worst roommate ever centers the survivors and witnesses of these cohabitation crimes, using animation to capture the full scale of how disturbing some of these stories are. So that's 15 killer true crime documentaries to watch on Netflix. I hope you like this video, and please subscribe this channel. See you in another video. Bye.